There was a couple of times where I was getting Zack Snyder Justice League out of this. You know what I mean? Even down to the the opera singer in the background. You know when something happens, it has to get that epic feel to it. You know with the music and everything. All right, the time has come. The moment that maybe two or three you've been waiting for is finally my late ass Eternals review. Now, do some math here. I started watching this about 9:30 on Disney Plus, right? And I ain't get done till about 1. And this is only a 2.5 hour movie. Figure that shit out. So, yeah, man, I had to force myself to watch this because I knew I have to watch it because I'm an MCU fan, but I'm not an MCU fanboy. But I knew I had to watch the Eternals almost against my will because I know everything moving forward is going to tie into this movie somehow. I have to watch it. I forced myself to watch it. Now, I will say, the beginning of this movie started out electrifying. Okay, the beginning of the movie started out, I said, I think I might just like this. It was action. It shot very well. You know, the lighting, the CG. I said, okay, I can tell they put a lot of money behind this. This is a Disney MCU joint. I'm like, all right, I might like this. Those first 15 minutes was cool. Everything after that was boring. Like, it got to the point where I'm doing like this. I'm like trying, damn, that looks creepy as hell when I did that. Hold on. But really, I'm like trying to keep my fucking eyes open, trying to watch this, and I went to sleep. I dozed the fuck off. I'm fighting with everything I have. Like, when you got that shit where one eye starts dropping, the other eye like is trying to like fight to stay up. Man, I went to sleep. I got up, I hit stop. I said, okay, let me just take maybe a quick cat nap will refresh me and rejuvenate me. Went to sleep for a minute, got up, fixed me a bowl of Rice Krispies, put a little sugar in there, and I started back up again. And almost immediately I started falling asleep again. The Eternals is almost like a really good cut of meat, a really good cut of steak, like some Kobe steak, but with no fucking seasoning, with no fucking flavor. That's what this movie was like because visually it looks good. From a technical standpoint, this movie is stunning. But this movie had like no flavor, man. It's almost like asking a white person to make some potato salad. Okay, white people don't know how to season food. I mean, that's not racist. That's just what it is. Well, at least a lot of white people. I know Paula Dean can cook her ass off. But you know what I'm saying, man. This movie had no seasoning. It had no flavor, and it had an abundance of exposition. I mean, I feel like I don't even need to get into this shit because I know you've probably seen all kind of Eternals reviews from everybody else. Everybody's breaking that shit. I'm not doing that. I'm just telling you my experience watching it. Now, was it as bad as I thought it was going to be? No. I thought I was going to shit all over this movie. I thought it was going to be terrible. I can't say this movie is terrible, but it's not something that I'm going to say, well, this is like one of the MCU's best. But I will give it this. I will put it over Ant-Man and the Wasp because to me, Ant-Man and the Wasp is the worst MCU movie, followed by Iron Man 3, followed by Thor the Dark World, and I'll put the Eternals in there. Okay, so I have to watch Thor and Iron Man 3 again, and even I wasn't a fan of Captain Marvel either. So I'm going to have to watch those again to determine which one is like the worst besides Ant-Man and the Wasp, but Ant-Man and the Wasp is like on the bottom. So I cannot put Eternals on the bottom. I did not hate this movie, alright, but from the second act to the third act, long stretch put me to fucking sleep. But now that third act was on point. Third act was on point. Like the third act, like when Icarus turned on the group, and now they have to all go against him, and then the whole thing about the fucking what are them things called, deviants or whatever. They're like evolving and shit. I said okay. I said I can get it. I can get with this. So I did like that third act. I did. But the movie as a whole for me gets a C minus. I'm just gonna come out with the grade. I give it a C minus. Nothing special, but nothing terrible. The Eternals themselves had no personality. Like, they try to sprinkle some of that signature MCU humor in there, I guess, to try to lighten the mood a little bit. The only one that seemed like he was having any kind of fun was the, what was his name? The Indian guy, the one that had the cameraman follow him around. He was like a Bollywood actor. He was like the only one that had any kind of charisma, any kind of, personality. But the rest of them was just like, even when they try to get personality, it just didn't work. And then of course you have knockoff Superman, Icarus, who ended up kind of being a bad guy at the end. But even him, he made Henry Cavill Superman look like fucking like Nicholson or like Pacino or something. Like he made Henry Cavill look like a master actor, and we all know that Henry Cavill's performance as Superman was kind of wooden. You know what I'm saying? And Icarus himself was like, okay, this is knockoff Superman slash Homelander, but with none of the, like I said, this movie just had no seasoning to it. I probably would watch this again. I guess if I'm like binging the MCU movies and I just have to watch them all, I have no problem watching this again. I probably would just skip to the good shit because a lot of this is exposition and a lot of it wasn't even needed. I'm not a slow motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a straight A student, but I don't consider myself slow. I got the gist of this shit, okay? I feel like they could have trimmed a lot of fat off this movie. I think they try to make it too epic, a little too cinematic. Maybe they were listening to Scorsese and said, hey, Marvel comic book movies not cinematic, And I almost feel like they was taking a page out of Zack Snyder's book because there was a couple of times where I was getting Zack Snyder Justice League out of this. You know what I mean? Even down to the opera singer in the background, when something happens, it has to get that epic feel to it, with the music and everything. But yeah, not to take much more of y'all time. Yeah, man, this movie is not the worst of the MCU. Nowhere near the top. I know my boy Perp Minded said it was like the worst movie of the year. I can't give it that, but I can understand why somebody, why Perp would say that, because this shit did get really fucking boring. It took me about 4 hours to watch this movie. All right, but when it went off, I said, okay, that's cool. A couple of end credits. And of course, it wouldn't be MCU without end credits. But it was alright. It was alright. That's it and that's all. So there you go. My little 2 cents on Eternals. And by the way, Angelina Jolie was smoking fucking hot. She doesn't, how old is she? I know she's got to be in her 50s now. But goddamn, she a MILF, man. Look here. Yeah, Angelina Jolie can get it. Twice on Sunday. She was fine and froggy, sweeter than bear meat in that fucking superhero outfit. You know what I'm saying? Still got the Lara Croft personalities happening. Yeah, man. Shout out to Angelina Jolie with them fucking lips. Maybe just lick mine. So yeah, what y'all think about Eternals? Comment freely below. If you like and dig this content, hit that like and subscribe notification bell in the corner. This is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.